Assalamu alaikum, everyone. How's everyone keeping? I just want to congratulate everyone on the special and holy month of Ramadan. This is the same beautiful month in which the Holy Quran was revealed, and in this month, there's one night that is better than 1,000 months. There's this beautiful hadith. When the month of Ramadan starts, the gates of the heavens are opened, and the gates of hell are closed, and the devils are chained. Subhanallah. So I'm just going to quickly run through our program. So at the start, we'll have a Dua Iftitah by Brother Rasim. Then we'll have a lecture by AGHA, and then in the end, we'll have Dua Imam Zamana. So now I'd like to invite Brother Rasim to do recite Dua Iftitah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajam.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم إني أفتتح الثناء بحمدك وأنت مسدد للصواب بمنك. أيقنت أنك أنت أرحم الراحمين في موضع العفو والرحمة وأشد المعاقبين في موضع النكال والنقمة وأعظم المتجبرين في موضع الكبرياء والعظمة. اللهم أذنت لي في دعائك ومسألتك فاسمعوا يا سميع مدحتي وأجبوا يا رحيم دعوتي وقل يا غفور عثرتي. فكم يا إلهي من كربة قد فرجتها وهموم قد كشفتها وعثرة قد أقلتها ورحمة قد نشرتها وحلقة بلاء قد فككتها. الحمد لله الذي لم يتخذ صاحبة ولا ولدا ولم يكن له شريك في الملك ولم يكن له ولي من الذل وكبره تكبيرا. الحمد لله بجميع محامده كلها على جميع نعمه كلها. الحمد لله الذي لا شريك له في خلقه ولا شبيه له في عظمته. الحمد لله الفاشي في الخلق أمره وحمده الظاهر بالكرم مجده الباسط بالجود يده الذي لا تنقص خزائنه ولا تزيده كثرة العطاء إلا جودا وكرما. إنه هو العزيز الوهاب. اللهم إني أسألك قليلا من كثير ما حاجة بي إليه عظيمة وغناك عنه قديم وهو عندي كثير وهو عليك سهل يسير. اللهم إن عفوك عن ذنبي وتجاوزك عن خطيئتي وصفحك عن ظلمي وسترك على قبيح عملي وحلمك عن كثير جرم عندما كان من خطئي وعملي. أطمعني في أن أسألك ما لا أستوجبه منك الذي رزقتني من رحمتك وأريتني من قدرتك وعرفتني من إجابتك فصرت أدعوك آمنا وأسألك مستأنسا لا خائفا ولا وجلا مدلا عليك فيما صدت فيه إليك فإن أبطأ عني عتبت بجهلي عليك ولعل الذي أبطأ عني هو خير لي علمك بعاقبة الأمور. فلما رأى مولا كريما أصبر على عبد لئيم منك علي يا رب. إنك تدعوني فأولي عنك وتتحبب إلي فأتبغض إليك وتتودد إلي فلا أقبل منك. كأن لي التطول عليك فلم يمنعك ذلك من الرحمة لي والإحسان إلي والتفضل علي بجودك وكرمك. فارحم عبدك الجاهل وجد علي بفضل إحسانك إنك جواد كريم. الحمد لله مالك الملك مجري الفلك مسخر الرياح فالق الأصباح ديان الدين رب العالمين. الحمد لله على حلمه بعد علمه، والحمد لله على عفوه بعد قدرته، والحمد لله على طول أناته في قضائه، والحمد لله على طول أناته في غضبه، وهو قادر على ما يريد. الحمد لله خالق الخلق باسط الرزق، فالق الإصباح ذي الجلال والإكرام والفضل والإنعام، الذي بعد فلا يرى وقرب فشهد النجوى تبارك وتعالى. الحمد لله الذي ليس له منازع يعادله، ولا شبيه يشاكله، ولا ظهير يعاضده. قهر بعزته الأعزاء، وتواضع لعظمته العظماء، فبلغ بقدرته ما يشاء. الحمد لله الذي يجيبني حين أناديه، ويستر علي كل عورة وأنا فلا أجازي. فكم من موهبة هنيئة قد أعطاني، وعظيمة موقوفة قد كفاني، وبهجة مونقة قد أراني، وأثني عليه حامدا، وأذكره مسبحا. الحمد لله الذي لا يهتك حجابه، ولا يغلق بابه، ولا يرد سائله، ولا يخيب آمله. الحمد لله الذي يؤمن الخائفين، وينجي الصالحين، ويرفع المستضعفين، ويضع المستكبرين، ويهلك ملوكا ويستخلف آخرين. والحمد لله قاسم الجبارين، مبير الظالمين، مدرك الهاربين، كانوا الظالمين، صريخ المستصرخين، موضع حاجات الطالبين، معتمد المؤمنين. الحمد لله الذي من خشيته ترعد السماء وسكانها، وترجف الأرض وعمارها، وتموج البحار ومن يسبح في غمراتها. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا، وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. الحمد لله الذي يخلق ولم يخلق، ويرزق ولا يرزق، ويطعم ولا يطعم، ويميت الأحياء ويحيي الموتى، وهو حي لا يموت، بيده الخير وهو على كل شيء قدير. اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك وأمينك وصفيك وحبيبك وخيرتك من خلقك، وحافظ سرك ومبلغ رسالاتك، أفضل وأحسن وأجمل وأكمل وأزكى وأنمى وأطيب وأطهر وأسنى وأكثر ما صليت وباركت وترحمت وتحننت وسلمت على أحد من عبادك وأنبيائك ورسلك وصفوتك وأهل الكرامة عليك من خلقك. اللهم وصل على علي أمير المؤمنين، وصي رسول رب العالمين، عبدك ووليك وأخي رسولك، وحجتك على خلقك، وآيتك الكبرى والنبأ العظيم. وصل على الصديقة الطاهرة فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين. وصل على سبطي الرحمة وإمامي الهدى الحسن والحسين سيدي شباب أهل الجنة. وصل على أئمة المسلمين، علي بن الحسين، ومحمد بن علي، وجعفر بن محمد، وموسى بن جعفر، وعلي بن موسى، ومحمد بن علي، وعلي بن محمد، والحسن بن علي، والخلف الهادي المهدي. حججك على عبادك وأمنائك في بلادك صلاة كثيرة دائمة. اللهم صل على ولي أمرك القائم المؤمل والعدل المنتظر، وحفه بملائكتك المقربين، وأيده بروح القدس يا رب العالمين. اللهم اجعله الداعي إلى كتابك والقائم بدينك، استخلفه في الأرض كما استخلفت الذين من قبله، مكن له دينه الذي ارتضيته له، ابدله من بعد خوفه أمنا يعبدك لا يشرك بك شيئا. اللهم أعزه وعزز به، وانصره وانتصر به، انصره نصرا عزيزا، وافتح له فتحا يسيرا، واجعل له من لدنك سلطانا نصيرا. اللهم اظهر به دينك وسنة نبيك، حتى لا يستخفي بشيء من الحق مخافة أحدا من الخلق. اللهم إنا نرغب إليك في دولة كريمة تعز بها الإسلام وأهله، وتذل بها النفاق وأهله، وتجعلنا فيها من الدعاة إلى طاعتك والقادة إلى سبيلك، وترزقنا بها كرامة الدنيا والآخرة. اللهم ما عرفتنا من الحق فحملناه، وما قصرنا عنه فبلغناه. اللهم المن به شعثنا، واشعب به صدعنا، وارتق به فتقنا، وكثر به قلتنا، وعزز به ذلتنا، واغني به عائلنا، واقضي به عن مغرمنا، واجبر به فقرنا، وسد به خلتنا، ويسر به عسرنا، وبيض به وجوهنا، وفك به أسرنا، وانجح به طلبتنا، وانجز به مواعيدنا، واستجب به دعوتنا، واعطنا به سؤلنا، وبلغنا به من الدنيا والآخرة آمالنا، واعطنا به فوق رغبتنا يا خير المسؤولين وأوسع المعطين. اشفي به صدورنا، واذهب به غيظ قلوبنا، واهدنا لما اختلف فيه من الحق بإذنك، إنك تهدي من تشاء إلى صراط مستقيم. وانصرنا به على عدوك وعدونا إله الحق آمين. اللهم إنا نشكو إليك فقد نبينا صلواتك عليه وآله، وغيبة ولينا، وكثرة عدونا، وقلة عددنا، وشدة الفتن بنا، وتظاهر الزمان علينا. فصل على محمد وآله، وإنا على ذلك بفتح منك تعجله، وبضر تكشف، ونصر تعز، وسلطان حق تظهر، ورحمة منك تجللناها، وعافية منك تلبسناها، برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wajjil farajahum. Thank you so much, Brother Rasim, for the very beautiful recitation of Dua Iftitah. Before I invite our Agha to do his speech, I just want to request everyone to recite one Surah Fatiha and three Surah Ikhlas for the Marhumin and Marhumat of today's sponsor, Sayyid Mehdi Naqvi. So Sayyid Hassan Naqvi, Sayyid Sardar Fatima Naqvi, and Sayyida Shafaq Fatima Naqvi. Salawat wa ala salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. So our Agha Sayyid Ali Zaidi, he completed high school in Dubai. He studied engineering at the University of Michigan. After that, he worked in the industry briefly, but then he moved to Qom in 2007 to pursue Hausa studies, and he continues to live and study in Qom. Now I'd like to invite our Agha to give a speech. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وجل فرجهم.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you very much. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد والثناء لله رب العالمين، ثم الصلاة والسلام على أهل بيته، ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا وحبيب قلوبنا وشفيع ذنوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. ثم الصلاة والسلام على أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين، لا سيما سيدي ومولاي بقية الله في الأراضين، روحي وأرواح العالمين له الفداء. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First of all, thank you very much, Dania, and thank you, brother, for reciting the dua. Very beautifully recited. May Allah, inshallah, accept from all of us. Before I start, I'd like to congratulate all of you on the coming of the holy month, Shahr Ramadan. Inshallah, Shahr Ramadan Mubarak and Kareem to all of you and your families. May Allah, inshallah, give us the tawfiq to be able to benefit from this month like it is supposed to be benefited from. So the topic that was decided for this series, inshallah, that I will be at your service is the reflections and lessons from the Holy Quran. So what I'm planning on doing is that the discussions will be based around the Quran, based around the Quranic verses, and there I will be, what I would highly suggest, at least the youth, my younger brothers and sisters, to have some sort of something to write with and something to write on, so you're able to take the references down. You won't be able to write all the verses down, perhaps while I'm speaking, but you can get the references down. Another thing that we have planned for the youth is that there will be one verse. So I'll be talking about several verses, several references every day, but there will be one verse that I will specify that the youth who are able to, at the end of the 15 nights, able to memorize those with, somewhat of a understanding of the meaning as well, that inshallah there will be some special surprises for them. So if you're willing and interested, then please do start doing that. Get the references down for your own use and benefit. And if you're interested in the activity, then please take down the reference of the verse, and I'll mention the verse that is supposed to be memorized during the speech, inshallah. Also, Daniel, one thing, I don't know, I think we're a little short on time today, but maybe in the future we can also have, like, if someone has any questions, even while I'm speaking, I don't think it's a big deal, but only about what we're talking about. Okay, is that fair enough? You think we can do that? People can raise their hand if there's a quick question, one or two questions. We can take that while I'm speaking as well. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But the questions have to. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they can message their questions, and then everyone will be able to see it.
Sure. So either they can put it on chat or they can send it through you. Yeah. But we'll take a few questions as long as the questions are, again, to do with what we're talking about. So inshallah, we can try that out and see how that goes. Okay, so inshallah, let's start. I hope that's clear, the format that we're hoping to follow. Alhamdulillah, we've been blessed with the opportunity to be here at the start of the holy month once again. There are many people who were here last year who have not been able to make it this year. That is the reality of life, that we never know when our moment will come and when our year will come. So inshallah, that technically, based on the principles laid down in the Quran and in Islamic ideology, the reason for that being kept a secret is that we benefit from all these moments in the best way that we can, inshallah. So we don't have this expectation that, yes, if even if I'm not able to do something this year, then inshallah I'll do it next year. But Wallahu alam, God knows best if we will be able to or not for the upcoming year. Anyways, inshallah, Allah gives us the tawfiq to be able to benefit from this month and give us the tawfiq to be able to benefit for years to come, inshallah. So the holy month of Ramadan is a month, is the month of the Quran, is the month of istighfar, is the month of dua. Some of the narrations talk about how Shahr Ramadan is the spring of the Quran, right? So it's the time where the Quran is, we can really benefit from the Quran, or our attachment to the Quran should be more, our inclination towards the Quran should be more, or our relationship with the Quran should be more during this time. It's a month of istighfar. There's narrations that talk about the endless mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that's showered upon His servants um, during during this month. That one of the hadiths that Daniel also narrated, that the doors of heavens are open and the doors of hell are closed and shaitan is locked up and all of those good things. So basically, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us one more excuse, another almost get out of jail free card. And he's giving us that to be able to benefit from this. He's just giving us excuse after excuse to be able to come back to him, to be able to not lose hope in him. It's the month of dua. It's the month where the Holy Prophet ﷺ said that a person who's not forgiven in this month, I don't know what, like how and when and where, I'm paraphrasing, would they ever be forgiven then? Again, implying the endless mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during this month, the mercy of Allah, and even as in the Quran, in Surah Zumar, which is chapter 39, verse 53. So anyone who has their pens and papers ready, 39:53, Surah Zumar. So this is not the memorization one though. I'll tell you which one that is. Over here, the Quran says, قُلْ يَا عِبَادِيَ الَّذِينَ أَسْرَفُوا عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ لَا تَقْنَطُوا مِنْ رَحْمَةِ اللَّهِ. That say, O my servants. Which servants? The one who've crossed the red lines, who've broken the rules. الَّذِينَ أَسْرَفُوا, who've transgressed. Those people, tell them, لَا تَقْنَطُوا مِنْ رَحْمَةِ اللَّهِ, that do not lose hope in the rahmah of Allah. Do not lose hope in the mercy of Allah. The mercy of Allah is endless. And then the verse continues, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ جَمِيعًا. That certainly Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who forgives all the sins. So there should not be anyone in this existence, anyone, no matter how bad one thinks they are, no matter how many shortcomings they might have, there should not be anyone who does not have complete hope in being forgiven during this holy month, and not only being forgiven and cleansed of their sins, but being able to benefit from the holy month, to be able to take positive steps after the holy month. So there should not be anyone. And as you might have heard before, that actually losing hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy is one of the greatest sins. It's in the narrations. One of the greatest sins is losing hope in the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So assume there could be maybe a youth or another person who feels like, I just haven't been a good person, I haven't done the good things. There's just no point. And they're leaning towards giving up and leaning towards moving away from Allah because they feel hopeless. And their sins might not be that bad. Their sins might not have been, okay, they're still sins, but they might not have been great sins. However, now the losing of hope in Allah's mercy is a great sin. So this is how shaitan sometimes works against us, because of our lack of complete understanding of Islam, because of our lack of complete understanding of religion. Shaitan is there. He's a sworn enemy of ours. He's sitting on the path, not wanting to let any of us, even a single one of us, move towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But our goal is such that we need to keep pursuing. We need to keep moving towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Daniel, I'll just ask you, I think I have about 20 minutes right now before Maghrib. Is that correct? please do remind me. Maybe a few minutes. Is that correct right now, Daniel?
Yeah,
Is it
around 25 minutes, yeah.
25 minutes? Okay. Please, please do let me know, because I've gotten in trouble before during Shah Ramadan for going over, and people get a little. Although with everyone being online, I'm sure everyone will start with their samosas and everything while he's like, let this guy speak. We're gonna start. But regardless, no, please do let me know. Please do let me know ahead of time, so a few minutes ahead, so I can inshallah make sure that I don't go over. So this is the month that we're in. It's a month of endless mercy. It's the month where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has pushed us to come ask Him, pushed us to make dua, pushed us to pray to Him. All these extra du'as that have been narrated. However, with all of that, right, and not taking anything away from the du'as are absolutely essential. And anyone not benefiting from those du'as is really losing out. The treasures, the gems that the followers of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, have from the Ahlul Bayt, there's no other school of thought, not within Islam, not outside of Islam, that has these gems. Now, if a person who belongs to this school of thought and follows the Ahlul Bayt, and even then does not benefit from these du'as, is not able to recite these du'as and benefit and reflect upon them and use them to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, use them to understand the Islamic ideology better, use them to understand the goals of life better, then it really would be a shame. And there's absolutely no doubt that on the Day of Judgment, a person like that would have a lot of remorse, and they would be sorry for not being able to, although everything was right there at their fingertips, but yet were not able to benefit from that. So not taking anything away from the du'as are absolutely essential. However, what we have chosen to focus on in our talks, inshallah, is the Quran. And wherever possible, I will also, inshallah, try to incorporate references from the dua as well. So the first thing, the first verse, again, the first verse that we're talking about, that again, for the youth who want to take part in the activity, this is the first verse that is for your memorization. Okay, you guys ready? All right. Surah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is Surah number 47. Surah number 47, verse number 24. 47, 24. This is the first verse for the first day for memorization. أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ أَمْ عَلَى قُلُوبٍ أَقْفَالُهَا. Okay, so basically it's almost like the tone, and you can get the exact translations from your apps or from the website, from the internet. And the translation that I would recommend is that of Ali Kuli Qarai. So what I'll do is I'll type it out over here in case there's someone who has not heard of that. There you go. Ali Kuli Qarai. So that's the translation we're looking at. Actually, let me just type out the verse that's supposed to be memorized as well. So it's Surah 47. There you go. Surah Muhammad, chapter 47, verse 24. أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ أَمْ عَلَى قُلُوبٍ أَقْفَالُهَا. Do they not contemplate the Quran? So the Quran almost has this this complaining tone, like what are these guys doing? We gave them this book of guidance. We sent this book down through the course of 23 years on this holy prophet that's gone through so much trouble. The narration says that narrated from the holy prophet that no prophet was bothered the way I was bothered. No prophet went through trouble the way I went through trouble. So all of that was done for what? so that the message of the Quran, the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would come to us, and us who come after the time of the Holy Prophet, or even the people who were there during his time, that they're able to understand what the purpose of our life is. Why were we created? أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ. And after all those efforts, the Quran says, wait, do they not contemplate the Quran? Is it not important enough? They spend enough time on their studies at school. They think about it, they research it, they make strides in it, which is really good. But what about the main purpose of life? What about the main book which is sent as a form of guidance for us? Do they spend all their time on other things? Do they not spend any other time on the Quran? Do they not contemplate the Quran? It's a good place over here to talk about various levels of how we can interact with the Quran. So the reason that I chose this verse for the first day is because, inshallah, what we're planning on doing through the course of our talks is try to reflect on the verses of the Quran. Try to do this exercise of contemplation with regards to the verses of the Quran. So the first verse itself underlines and highlights the importance of the exercise that we're doing. Right? So are we just contemplating because, you know, this Mulana has nothing better to do? He's, you know, he's already had iftar. We haven't had iftar. Why is he wasting our time? No, it's the message of the Quran itself. The Quran itself is saying that one of the responsibilities for you is to not just read the Quran, but contemplate it. So there's various ways that one can interact with the Quran. The most basic level is just opening the Quran up and looking at it. You will be surprised that the narrations that talk about that there's rewards for just looking at the text of the Quran. The next step is reciting the Quran. Of course, within recitation, you know, you start learning how to read the Quran, and initially, everyone, you know, it takes a while to be able to get moving and to be able to get smooth in the recitation, and then, you know, there's different levels of recitation, but recitation itself. But is everyone who's reciting the Quran actually understanding the Quran? No, they're not. So the translation, at least, if we don't know Arabic, then at least the translation of what exactly is it that I'm reciting. Right? That's another level after that. Now that I understand that this is what the verse is saying, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, all praises to the Lord of the worlds. Right? All praise is for Him. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, the beneficent, the merciful. Maliki Yawmiddin, the master of the day of judgment. So we might know these translations, but what about it? Do I contemplate over these verses and other verses? This is a very small example of Surah Fatiha. But the Quran itself is 6,000 plus verses. Do I contemplate about it? Do I recite them first of all? Do I understand what it means second of all? Do I contemplate over them third of all? And even after I've contemplated, then there's still a fourth step, which is incorporating that contemplation, incorporating the lessons and the results that I've reached, the conclusions that I've reached, incorporating those into my life. That is when a person truly starts becoming a follower of the Quran. Right? Not to say that anything lower is not a true Muslim, or no, astaghfirullah, that's not what we're saying. We're saying what the A'imma alayhi salam, the Imams and the Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, where they expect us to be, especially their followers, especially the Shia. أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ. They want us to be of those people who are far ahead than the rest of the world. Surah Furqan, which is chapter 25, verse 30. 25, 30. The Quran quotes the Holy Prophet and quotes him from the future. So what he's going to say in the future, وَقَالَ الرَّسُولُ يَا رَبِّي إن قومي اتخذوا هذا القرآن مهجورا. Not only was the Quran asking and complaining, why do you guys not contemplate over the Quran? Now the Holy Prophet is saying, وَقَالَ الرَّسُولُ, and the Holy Prophet said, Ya Rabbi, O my Lord, inna qawmi, my own ummat, my own people, O Allah, اتخذوا هذا القرآن مهجورا. O Allah, my own people, this Quran, they didn't pay attention to it. They ignored this Quran, all the trouble that I went through. They claim to love me. They claim to follow me. They claim to follow my brother Ali. They claim to love my daughter Fatima. They claim to love my grandsons Hassan and Hussein and my other grandsons, which is really good, which is essential. But God forbid that the Shia of Ali, the Shia of the Ahlul Bayt, are the people that the Holy Prophet is going to be complaining about. Inna qawmi dakhadu hadha al-Qur'an mahjura. He's upset. Why? I gave you this book of guidance to be able to get you through life. Which one of us does not have issues in life? Which one of us does not feel lonely at times? Which one of us does not feel hopeless at times? Which one of us does not feel like we don't know where to go? Which one of us doesn't feel like we want to improve, but we can't? We don't know where to go. We don't know what to do next. All of us go through these things. Whereas the tradition is saying that it's the Quran that's the medicine for everything. It's just a matter of that I haven't looked into the Quran enough to be able to find those answers there. Right? In another one of the verses, which is Surah Sad, chapter 38, verse 29. 38:29. Kitabun anzalnahu ilaykum mubarakun. This is the book that we have sent down to you, and it's a blessed book, mubarakun. Why did you send this down, O Allah? لِيَدَّبَّرُوا آيَاتِهِ وَلِيَتَذَكَّرَ أُولُو الْأَلْبَابِ. Why did you send this down? لِيَدَّبَّرُوا, so they can contemplate its verses. لِيَدَّبَّرُوا آيَاتِهِ. And why else? وَلِيَتَذَكَّرَ أُولُو الْأَلْبَابِ. And so the people of intellect, the people of the smart people, they take lessons from it. They learn from the Quran. They don't just read the Quran for the sake of reading the Quran. They read the Quran as a book of guidance. They don't just read the Quran and take it as, no, they contemplate the Quran. They live by this book. Right? The ulul albab. So the people of intellect are the ones who take lessons from this. Now, sometimes in our understandings, we define intellect in different ways, right? Sometimes it's this misconception, I wouldn't say misconception, but just this our own sort of frame of reference that the people who do really good in school are the smart people. The people who get really good grades are the smart people. The people who get into the best of the universities are the smartest of the people. The people who are able to get the best of jobs are the best of the people. The people who are able to get the best salaries are the smartest of the people. The people who are able to run their businesses in a way where they can drive whatever car they want, where they can live in whatever house they want, these are the smartest people. However, that is not what Imam Sadiq ﷺ says. That's not how he defines aql. He was asked, Yabna Rasulullah, O grandson of the Holy Prophet, what is aql? Who are the intellectual people? He says, Ma ubida biha rahman. If they're using this intellect of theirs to worship their Lord, then they're smart. If they're using their intellect of theirs, وَمَا اكْتُسِبَ بِهِ الْجِنَانِ, to be able to earn the heavens, then these people are smart. So you see, a lot of us in our society, we need to hit that reset button. And right now, during the holy month, is the best of the times to be able to hit that reset button. Let's come back to the Quran. Let's see what the Quran is trying to teach us. Not just go on our own way, and not just trying to create our own understanding of things. No, the Quran has all the answers. All the answers are there. But it's just a matter of us taking it seriously, us being able to move towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, understanding that we have a purpose. And the purpose is not always what society defines it as for us. And these are unfortunately idols of society that society has created for us. However, the reason we were given these blessings, the reasons we were given the eyes we were given, the reason we were given the iman we were given, the reason we were given the hands, the mouth, the ears, the intellect, all these blessings, the blessings of security, the blessings of religion, the blessings of the Holy Prophet, the blessing of the Ahlul Bayt, all these blessings, everything that you can imagine, the blessing of the house that you're living in, the blessing of the parents that take care of you, the blessing of the love that the parents give you, the blessing of the Karbala that you visit, the blessing of the Imam Hussein that we have, the blessing of the holy month that we have, all of these blessings are given to us for one purpose and one purpose only. For us to pursue that ultimate goal that you and I were created for. Is to be able to take those steps, pursue that journey towards the ultimate goal, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself, which is to be able to understand who Allah is, which is to be able to understand who I myself am, which is to be able to understand what is my responsibility towards this Allah. He says in the Quran, Ya ayyuhan nas, antumul fuqara'u ila Allah, wallahu huwal ghaniyul hamid. That, O people, remember, do not ever forget that I am the master. You are fuqara. You are nothing compared to Allah. You're non-existent compared to Allah. Everything that you have from your existence and beyond is a blessing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed upon you. So don't forget that. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Certainly we belong to Allah, and certainly we shall return to Allah. Not just the things around me. This hand is not my hand. These eyes are not my eyes. This life is not my life. I've been given it to borrow so I can use it properly. Imagine someone gives you their car because they're out of town to be able to borrow it for the weekend. Or let's put it the other way. Imagine you give your car to someone else to borrow, right? And you come back and you just can't believe this is your car. Would you be happy with this person? This person treated it like as if it was their own car. This person didn't have the respect for someone else's property. This person didn't have the respect for someone who did them a favor. This is how we need to look at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's someone who's done a favor upon us. And this Quran that He sent, in this Shahr Ramadan that He sent, is a favor upon us. And inshallah, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the tawfiq to be able to benefit from this Quran and this holy month, inshallah. There might have been some people who came later, so I'll just repeat the activity that we have planned for the youth. So basically, we have, I think, about 14 or 15 nights, and inshallah, I'll be at your service. Our topic is reflections and lessons from the Quran, contemplating the Quran. Every day, I will give various references that I would like you, I think it will be good for you to be able to take down those references. But one of those references, and I'll specify which one, will be a verse that the youth who are interested, and I would encourage all of you to be interested in memorizing that verse, and to some extent knowing what it means. So at the end of the 15 days, you'll have 15 verses memorized. The good thing about that is not just to give you a hard time. The good thing about that is now you have a part of the Quran with you. You don't need to open the Quran anymore. أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ. Do they not contemplate the Quran? I understand that this is an exercise for me, that I need to do this. I need to contemplate the Quran. I need to contemplate the Quran. Daniel, is our time up?
No, you still have 10 minutes. It starts at around 8:50.
I still have 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, so that's good then. I'll use at least some of those 10 minutes. So that's the youth for that's the activity for the youth. The verse for today was Surah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, chapter 47, Surah 47, verse 24. أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ أَمْ عَلَى قُلُوبٍ أَقْفَالُهَا. Just this part of the verse. It might be a longer verse, but just this part. Do they not contemplate the Quran, or are there locks upon their hearts? Thank you, Danya, for sending that reference. If possible for you in the future, Daniel, if you could also just type out those. I can actually do that. I don't want to give you so much trouble, but I'll try to put the references, the other references as well in the chat if possible, inshallah. So let me just quickly go through a short exercise of what we mean by when we talk about contemplating the Quran. Okay, just one very simple example. And I'll use a simple verse, so it's a verse that all of us have heard. Okay? إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. Oh Allah, I'm standing in front of Allah. Oh Allah, it is only you who I worship, and it is only you who I seek help from. How many times do I say this in front of God? At least 10 times, right? At least 10 times. Do I think about this verse? So it's like me standing in front of Daniel and me telling him, Daniel, what's a good example? Daniel, I like you. Daniel, I like you. I tell him 10 times in a row, right, Daniel? And then you see that, wait, this guy claims that he likes me. He never calls me. He never sends me gifts. It's the start of the holy month. I didn't receive a gift from him. I don't know what this like involves. So basically, then you start thinking, if I've said it enough times and you haven't seen any sort of effects of that, you start thinking, you don't take my words seriously anymore. So it's similar. If I'm standing in front of Allah and I keep saying, إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ 10 times a day, every day, that it is only you who I worship, it is only you who I seek help from Allah. And then when I get into my daily life, I see that it's my desires that I actually worship. Sometimes it's the societal norms that I worship. Whatever society tells me to do, I do. Whatever my own carnal desires tell me to do, I do. Whatever my friends tell me to do, I do. Whatever my family tells me to do, I do. But what Allah says is never really there. Whereas I'm telling Allah that it's only you who I worship. Now, when I worship something means that I'm completely submitted to them. That's what worship means. That means whatever you want, I will do. What was the issue with Shaitan? Shaitan was apparently worshiping Allah for thousands of years. But he wasn't worshiping Allah how Allah wanted him to worship. Right? He said, bow down to Adam. He said, no, I won't. I'll do whatever else you want, just don't ask me to do this one thing. Allah says, no, I want you to do exactly what I want you to do. That is worship. So this is me saying, إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ, it is only you I worship. But then when I go into my life, I see that no, the way I lead my life, I'm not really following Allah's rules all the time. So that kind of a contemplation gives me inspiration to be able to take this hypocrisy out of my life, and inshallah take steps towards improving myself. This is sort of, and same thing with إِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ, it is only you who I seek help from. Whereas in my life I see that no, yes, Allah Allah does say that, that Allah is there, but people can help each other as well. But what I see in my life sometimes is Allah is not even in the equation. Whereas I'm saying, إِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ, it is only you who I seek help from. So this is what I mean by, inshallah, we can spend some time contemplating the verses, and I hope and pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He gives me, first and foremost, the tawfiq to be able to understand these verses and act upon them, and I pray that He gives all of us the tawfiq to be able to not only understand the verses that we're talking about, but understand the Quran, and be able to, especially during this holy month, create a relationship with the Quran that inshallah will be beneficial for us. Again, let's raise our hands in dua. It's the time of iftar almost, at least in Ireland, that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us all of our sins for the sake of this holy month. Forgive the sins of our parents, forgive the sins of our marhumin, especially the marhumin who are the sponsors of today. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the ability and the capability and the tawfiq to be able to understand Islam and incorporate the correct Islam into our lives. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the sake of this blessed night to be to hasten the reappearance of our Imam and include us amongst his sincerest followers. Wassalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you so much, Aga, for very brilliant and very well explained lecture. And to end this lecture, I'd just like to play Dua Imam Zamana. And be sure to join us tomorrow as well for the same lecture on the topic of Quran and how we can implement it in our life.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا